Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the MT-07 MT-07. We got the new exhaust. We're just letting it warm up here, and we're going to go out for our first ride impression with this new two-wheel Dynoworks tuned ECU. So man, it is a little bit louder than I thought. This is with the decibel killer out right now. When I started this up in the garage just to hear it, I put some extra noise canceling kind of material in my helmet because I was like, I don't want this to be, not sure how loud this is going to come through with the microphone. It is so much smoother. Oh my goodness. It is so much smoother with rolling on and off the throttle. I also did the forks thing, and I haven't driven this bike, or I haven't ridden this bike since I've done the forks or the air filter. Man, the exhaust, everything. It's a brand new bike. Oh my goodness. All I did was trundle down a back road to start this video, so this is just my impression, but oh my god, it feels so good. It's so much better. The front end too. You know, my complaint about the FC was it just kind of felt like squirrely on the front end, and taking that out of the front, taking that 10 millimeters off those spacers and doing the heavier fork oil, it definitely makes it feel more planted. We'll get this up to some speed and feel more, but I can already tell because it normally feels twitchy at like even in the 60s, 70s, 80s. It feels twitchy. Man, that's awesome. I was really worried that I was going to have to spend a lot of money to get more like suspension upgrades or something like that to make this bike feel right, but right now it feels really good, so we'll have to push it and see how it feels. Man, I love the sound of this thing though. You know, I thought it was going to be louder actually when I started this up in the garage. Maybe that's part of it, like the acoustics, the echo all around the garage, how loud it felt. But I can just feel the fueling is so much better already. Like when you roll off, it's so much smoother. And rolling back on, before the tune, it felt like an on and off switch. So hats off to two-wheel Dynoworks that they smoothed this thing out and made it feel better. Nobody wants to play today. Nobody got a new exhaust except for me. Yeah, you know, I put earplugs in because I was like, I was preparing for. Alright, we got pretty minty downshifts. We got minty downshifts. We're not like burbling and crackling and stuff. We'll have to try some harder downshifts on it and see how it goes when we're, you know, revving it higher. I told them I did a new air intake where I took the snorkel off. I put this exhaust system on and I sent them the link to it, but I think they just kind of had generic, you know, stuff for these maps. I told them like the elevation stuff. I mean, good work for them. You know, when I was waiting for this tune to come back, this ECU to come back, I was sort of regretting sending it to them because I was like, man, like it took a week to ship it there, because you know I'm on the East Coast, they're on the West Coast in the Ford border. It doesn't get much further, and so it took about a week to ship it, and then they flashed it and sent it out the same day, which is actually true. That's their policy, they say on the website. They flash it and send it back the same day. Looking at the tracking, like they actually did. So happy that they did that. But then it took a week to ship back. You know, I think they sent it on like Monday and I got it on Saturday, or maybe they sent it on Tuesday and I got it on Saturday. So yeah, I was kind of like, the weather, like, we got, you know, it's going up to 60 degrees today. It's pretty nice. I was kind of regretting sending it, because I was like, man, I took the bike out commission for 2 weeks, and I was thinking, if I don't like the tune, I have to send it back to them, and that's, you know, it's another $45 in shipping there and back to tune it the way I want it, and like fix whatever I think is wrong with it. And 2 weeks without the bike, and I was like, oh, should I have really just gotten this stuff to tune it myself? You know, like should I have just gotten the FTEC, I think it's called, where it's the cables, you can plug it in, do it all yourself. And I'm very glad that I'm on this bike now and feeling relieved, where it's like, okay, it feels really good. I'm really happy with it. I mean, the main thing to look for will just be, does the check engine light come on? Does this exhaust? Which it should. But I guess that would be like one of the main reasons why I would consider sending it back, because I'm just like, I don't want a check engine light on. That's kind of why I wanted it too. So it shouldn't come on, but I'll let you know if it does come on. Gotta dodge obstacles in the road. Curious to see if this thing wheelies easier now. Something like supposedly on the FCs and MTs, what I was reading online was that they pull the timing in first, second, third gear, which would, you know, record the timing and make it so you make less power, I believe, and so that would keep the front tire down in first, second, third, and so I'm kind of curious just to see, you know, get this to a parking lot, just try it around with gripping on the throttle and see if it wants to come up now. Because, you know, for me, it's like, I didn't really feel like it wanted to power wheelie as much as I really expected this bike to. I really felt like my R3 wanted to power wheelie more than this, actually. And maybe it's just because okay, we don't really have backfires. They tuned it pretty smooth, so it's not backfiring. I forget if it was them or if it was someone else. You had to pay more for the pops and bangs. Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised. I thought it was going to be louder. I was expecting to have my ears hurting or something. It's really not that bad. It sounded a lot meaner when I was sitting there in the garage. I'll have to take my earplugs out when I stop riding. Try again. See how it actually feels. See how it actually sounds. Yeah, so anyway, I was thinking, you know, maybe I messed up, maybe I should have done the kind of tuning thing where you can do it at home, but when I went back and looked at the pricing, I thought I was mistaken, and I thought that the pricing was pretty similar. I was like, you know, it's like on the website, I thought it was like 300 something bucks, like low 300, to do the buy the kit and just tune it yourself. And it was on sale for Black Friday, $250 to do the mail-in. You can see flat. And so I was like, wait, did I mess up? Because after I paid for it and I shipped it out, I realized I just paid $20 to ship it there, and I paid like $30 to ship it back because I put insurance on the package because I was like, I don't want to ship it without insurance. And so I was like, did I mess up on the price? Like $250 for the mail-in service, and then that's $50 right there just in shipping. I was like, it's $300. If I have to send it back, there's another $50. I did $350 on it. So $350. I really just got into the thing where I can do it myself and not have to mail it back every time, and you know, I can change maps on the fly or whatever I want. But I look back and I think the pricing on the like tune it yourself kind of tuner is a lot more complicated, where it's like you got to figure out what all you want in the system and everything, and it's not as sophisticated, or it's not as like easy as just, oh, buy this one thing, send it in. You have to know what you're ordering a little bit more. So I think it was going to be like $350 at least, and then it was like, you know, you have the option to do like the FTC quick shifters and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to stick with this bike being pretty normal. I did ask them to turn the fan on sooner, so there you go. You saw it hit 180, now it's down to 174. So this bike was hitting. This bike was getting to like 220, 225, sitting at a red light in the summertime, so I'm happy to see it running cooler, because man, it's a 100-degree day in the summer, you're on a hot pavement, cars are all around you putting off heat, and you're on a bike that's over 200 degrees, and man, it's sweaty. So looks like that's good. Pretty happy about that. I'll be curious if you hear like an induction sound. I want to get these earplugs out and hear if I can, you know, the induction sound is sometimes almost as good as the exhaust sound. Where it's like, ooh, it's like that, like cool kind of sucking sound, right? And so I'm curious if this has a lot more of that now with the snorkel taken out and a foam air filter. I mean, I would think that the foam air filter would let it breathe a lot easier than the OEM one. It's kind of like got the metal netting around it and paper or whatever and fiber inside of it. Man, it feels like such a good machine today. I got the new tire on the back still. I think I only put like 50 miles on the bike with the new tire on it. Pretty sure it's really not that scrubbed in still. I went out for like one ride. So, new tire on the back. The front fork's feeling so much better. I gotta admit, with the front forks, I was kind of a skeptic. So we're gonna have to get this to some twisty roads and stuff and go test it out a little bit different to see how it feels. But I was kind of a skeptic that it was like you could just cut down the spacer a little bit. I was kind of a skeptic that, come on, I was kind of a skeptic that you could just cut down that spacer a little bit, put heavier fork oil weight in. But you know, like I have several bikes where I've swapped out the fork oil and put a heavier fork oil in, and I was to be very inconspicuous. Very inconspicuous. Definitely was going at the speed limit. Very unfortunate, because I just want to hear it. Yeah, you know, with these earplugs in, I really can't hear it as much as I thought I So this is with the baffle out, you know. So one other thing I'm curious to see with this bike is how does this tuning change the fuel mileage? I don't know that I would get better fuel mileage, but I imagine I would, because my understanding is they come lean from the factory, so you know, they would be enriching it, which means adding more fuel. And they got rid of the throttle decel cut, so it should you know, consume a little bit more fuel, I would think, kind of like when you're slowing down. Yeah, this bike feels mean now. It was so quiet earlier. It was just like, man, you can't hear this thing at all. You know it wants to sound good. It feels like it has a little bit more low-end grunt too. I have to look at the map. I guess I can put the map up here of what they claim. But I think it's supposed to make about 7 more horsepower, maybe 8 more horsepower, which you think about, it's like that's about 10% more, so it's not gonna completely change the bike. But yeah, it's not gonna change the bike. But that's not a cop, is it? It's not gonna change the bike too much, but it's gonna definitely make you feel it. So like right now, 3,000 RPM, 5th gear. Like that, you know, I'm pretty sure that would have felt pretty junky before this tune. Like it would have felt kind of like dot, 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 like clugging along. I think my clock somehow got shipped back to me right. I do not understand at all. Like when you disconnect the ECU, how on earth does the clock come back to you right? I wonder if I put... Well, I installed this last night. Maybe I installed it at midnight, and so the time is right. That would be amazing, honestly. If I plugged in at midnight, just automatically synchronize it. My clocks are never right on my bikes. It's one of my least favorite things. Like I try to change them sometimes for spring forward, fall back, whatever, but I almost always mess it up and look at the time later, and I'm just like, is that really the time? Cool. Must be pretty close to 10 a.m. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, I'm a menace. Oh, I'm a menace. Alright, we're gonna hit some twisty roads and see how the suspension feels. Get a little bit more feel for it. Yeah. What is up, everybody? We are heading downtown. Gotta be a menace on this bike. Gotta terrorize people. Come on, move! Come on, move, man! I'm trying to make some noise. Oh yeah, she looked at me. It's just gotta be obnoxious. Yeah, okay, we're getting out. Gotta get around this Corolla, dude. Corolla, dude. I gotta say, like, this might just be totally this might be totally all in my head, but like when I didn't have this exhaust on the bike, I felt like shifting gears was so loud and stuff, and it almost just didn't feel like as smooth. I feel like it shifts better now. I wonder if flashing can do anything with that. Maybe with the fueling, like changing the fueling, it'll just make it feel better. I don't know, weird. Yeah, so I took the earplugs out, and now it sounds a lot better, but I think the exhaust is so loud that I just can't hear the intake. I'm trying to... I know on the new MT-07s, they cut like little ports here and stuff so that you could hear your exhaust sound better, or your intake sound better. But this one's older and doesn't have that. I think it's the 2025s, or maybe 2024 is at it. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. Like, while it's quiet and you give it a little rev, give it a little rip, sounds good. It almost sounds like like at the low RPM, it sounds kind of like chopperish, you know? I feel like it sounds a little bit like a Harley. Got a little bit of Harley vibes. If you ever watch Cycle Cruiser, you hear him call it his MT-07 his Yamaha Davidson. And now that I'm on it, I kind of do understand what he means by saying the exhaust sort of makes it sound a little bit like a Harley or something. But I think the big difference would be this revs infinite. Oh wow, look how dirty that is. Gotta clean it. I think this bike revs way higher than most Harleys, so you know, feel a lot better and sound a lot better at the higher RPM. We gotta rev it out now. Gotta get out some of this traffic. Gotta hear the higher RPM. Man, it warmed up. It feels so nice now. Gosh, I love it. I love warmer days in the winter or late fall, I suppose. Get the cool breeze. The sun's still out though. It doesn't get much better than this. Oh, it sounds good. Oh yeah. Oh, she sounds nasty at the higher revs. She's nasty. All these shadows. You know, the dangerous thing I think about riding in the fall is the shadows. People just don't see it coming. Man, she sounds good when you let her eat. Oh, she power wheeling a little bit. Oh, you hear that? Oh, she can't keep the front wheel down now. Do you see that, how it went a little like rickety? Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, man. Use accelerate fast. Now she power wheels like she should. Very good. Yes, yes, Two-Wheel Dyno Works. It was worth the money. So all said and done, $250 for the tune, $20 to ship it there. It was like $30 to ship it back, because you have to buy it through Two-Wheel Dyno Works, like portal, and so I'm sure they're upcharging you a little bit for shipping. So $300 there for the tune, $150 for the exhaust, $450. No, yeah, like $450. So I was trying to do it for around $400. I'll say I'm happy. Like without shipping factored in, I met the budget. So very, very happy with this. Man, really makes the bike come alive so much more. The thing that I really want to do is an R6 throttle tube. That's probably one of the last mods I want to do this bike. Maybe different grips, maybe different handlebars, and R6 throttle tube. But really, R6 throttle tube is the top priority, because on the R3 I did the R6 throttle tube, and that's so nice because I mean, just the amount of like stroke, like how much you have to turn it to get the full throttle is really a lot on this bike. And I understand, like I think that's a safety feature. You know, it's a safety feature, so it's like you don't just brap yourself, eat yourself. into oblivion. But I think when we're trying to go fast and we're trying to do little power wheelies and stuff, then we I think we want it. I think we want the R6 throttle tube. So that was only like $8 on eBay. I think it was like $8.99 or something. And it comes with grips, new grips. So there are these grips, which I'm not a huge fan of these grips, but you get fresh ones. So might as well put different grips on if you really care at that time.